The galaxy had never seen anything like the humans. Every species in the Galactic Council had their own planets, their own temperatures, their own ways of living. The Valkyrians preferred the cold, their blue skin perfect for ice worlds. The Drathans lived in mild temperatures, always comfortable, never too hot or too cold. The Sithari floated in gas clouds, their bodies made of mist and light. But the humans, they were different. They came from a world of extremes. A world where water fell from the sky and fire burst from mountains. A world where the ground could shake and split open. When humanity first made contact with the Galactic Council, the aliens thought they were weak. Humans had no natural armor like the Korthans. They had no telepathy like the Mindari. They could not survive in the vacuum of space like the crystalline beings of Sector 9. The Council looked at these soft, pink creatures and decided they were nothing special. They gave humanity a small corner of space and told them to stay there. That was 300 years ago. Now, the name of Admiral Marcus Kane echoed through every star system. The humans called him the Fire Lord. The aliens called him something else. They called him Death. Marcus Kane sat upon his throne on the bridge of the battleship Inferno. The ship was humanity's greatest weapon, a massive vessel built around a captured star fragment. The temperature inside the command chamber reached levels that would kill any known alien species within seconds. The walls glowed red with heat. The air shimmered like water in a desert. The metal floor burned hot enough to melt standard alloys. But Marcus sat there, calm and unmoving. His body had been modified over decades of service. His skin held special implants that regulated his temperature. His lungs breathed air that would cook the insides of any other being. His eyes, replaced with thermal-resistant technology, glowed orange in the burning chamber. He had become something more than human, yet still entirely human in his heart and mind. The Inferno floated above the planet Korvath Prime, homeworld of the Korvathi Empire. The Korvathi had attacked human colonies for 50 years. They had killed millions of innocent people. They had burned human cities and laughed as they did it. Now, Marcus had come to end their empire forever. A communication signal came through. Marcus allowed it to connect. The face of High Emperor Jordan appeared on the screen. The Korvathi leader had 4 eyes, each one filled with ancient pride. His scales shimmered purple and gold. Behind him stood his generals, all of them decorated with medals from their wars against humanity. "Human Admiral," Jordan spoke, his voice deep and commanding. "You have entered Korvathi space without permission. Turn back now, or we will destroy you as we have destroyed so many of your kind before." Marcus did not respond immediately. He simply looked at the Emperor with those burning orange eyes. The temperature in his chamber rose slightly. The air crackled with heat. "You asked to speak with me," Marcus finally said. His voice was calm, almost gentle. "So here I am. But you should know something, Emperor. Every diplomat, every ambassador, every messenger you have sent to my ship has died before reaching my throne room. They melted. Their bodies could not survive the heat that I call home. Your species, like all others in this galaxy, cannot exist where I exist." Jorthan's 4 eyes narrowed. "Lies. Korvathi warriors are the strongest in the galaxy. We have conquered 30 species. We have ruled for 10,000 years. Then send your strongest warrior to me," Marcus replied. "Send your best. Let them walk through my halls and stand before my throne. If they can do this, I will leave your space forever. If they cannot, you will surrender unconditionally." The Emperor laughed. His generals joined him. The sound was harsh and ugly. "Very well, human. I will send Commander Vorthan. He has killed more humans than any other Korvathi in history. He will bring me your head." The signal ended. Marcus remained still on his burning throne. Within the hour, a small shuttle approached the Inferno. Commander Vorthan stepped out into the docking bay. The Korvathi warrior stood 8 feet tall. His scales were thick and battle-scarred. His muscles rippled beneath his armor. In his forearms, he carried weapons that had ended thousands of human lives. He began walking toward the command chamber. The temperature in the Inferno was already warm by the standards of most species. The first hallway reached 100 degrees. Vorthen kept walking. His training made him strong. His pride made him stubborn. The second hallway reached 200 degrees. Vorthen began to sweat. His scales started to change color, but still he walked. The third hallway reached 300 degrees. Vorthen stumbled. His weapons became hot in his hands. The metal burned his palms. He dropped them one by one. His breathing grew heavy. His four eyes began to blur. "Turn back," a voice said through the speakers. It was Marcus. "There is no shame in admitting defeat. I am Korvathi," Vorthen growled. "I do not surrender." The fourth hallway reached 400 degrees. Vorthen fell to his knees. His scales cracked and peeled. His blood boiled beneath his skin. He tried to crawl forward, but his arms gave out. His body began to smoke. "Your species conquered 30 worlds," Marcus said through the speakers. "You ruled for 10,000 years. But you never faced an enemy like humanity. We come from a world of fire and ice. We survive where others die. We adapt where others fail. And when you pushed us, when you burned our colonies and killed our children, you woke something inside us. Something ancient. Something unstoppable." Vorthen's body began to melt. His scales liquefied. His bones turned to ash. Within minutes, nothing remained but a dark stain on the glowing floor. Marcus opened the communication channel again. Emperor Jordan appeared, but this time his pride was gone. Fear filled his four eyes. "What are you?" the Emperor whispered. "I am human," Marcus replied. "I sit upon my burning throne because I choose to. Because my people modified their bodies to survive the impossible. Because we refused to die when you tried to kill us. Your ancestors thought fire was their weapon against us. They burned our cities. They scorched our lands. But fire is not your weapon, Emperor. Fire is ours. We were born in it. We live in it. And now we rule with it." Marcus pressed a button on his throne. The Inferno's weapons powered up. The captured star fragment at the heart of the ship began to pulse with terrible energy. "You have a choice," Marcus continued. "Surrender now, and your people will live. They will join the human alliance as a protected species. They will never wage war again. They will learn peace. Or refuse, and I will release this star fragment into your atmosphere. Your world will burn. Your empire will end. Every Korvathi who ever existed will become nothing but memory." Jordan looked at his generals. They looked back at him. None of them spoke. None of them had answers. For the first time in 10,000 years, the Korvathi Empire faced an enemy they could not defeat. "We surrender," Jordan finally said. The words tasted like poison on his tongue. Marcus nodded slowly. "Your weapons will be disabled. Your fleet will be dismantled. Your warriors will become farmers and builders. And every year, on the anniversary of this day, you will remember why. You will tell your children and your children's children. You will tell them about the Fire Lord who sits upon his burning throne. You will tell them that visitors melt before reaching him. And you will warn them never, ever, to threaten humanity again." The signal ended. The Korvathi Empire, which had ruled for 10,000 years, fell in a single day. News of the surrender spread across the galaxy. Species who had looked down on humanity for centuries suddenly grew quiet. The Galactic Council requested a meeting with human leaders. But Marcus did not attend. He remained on his ship, sitting on his burning throne, watching the stars through eyes that glowed like dying suns. Other humans came to see him sometimes. They could survive the heat with special suits. They would stand at the edge of his chamber and speak with him. They asked him why he stayed there, why he lived in that burning hell when he could live anywhere else. "Because someone has to," Marcus would answer. Someone has to be the monster that protects the innocent. Someone has to sit in the fire so others can feel the cold rain on their faces. I chose this life. I chose this throne. And I will sit here until my body turns to ash, guarding humanity from any enemy who dares to threaten us. Years passed. Marcus grew older. His modifications kept him alive long past natural human lifespans. Legends grew around him. Alien children heard stories about the Fire Lord. They learned that humans were not weak, soft creatures to be bullied. They learned that humans were survivors, adapters, conquerors of the impossible. New threats arose. The Void Hunters came from beyond the galaxy's edge. The Machine Collective tried to assimilate all organic life. The Shadow Beings attacked from dimensions unknown. Each time, Marcus rose from his burning throne. Each time, his enemies fell. When he finally died, at the age of 312, his body was placed in a special chamber on the Inferno. The ship was set to orbit Earth's sun forever, a monument to humanity's greatest defender. But some say he never truly died. Some say that on dark nights, when the stars seem to flicker, the Fire Lord still sits upon his burning throne. They say he watches over humanity. They say he waits for the next enemy who dares to threaten his people. And they say that visitors still melt before reaching him. The galaxy learned many lessons from humanity over the centuries. They learned that soft skin could hide iron will. They learned that small bodies could hold endless courage. They learned that the universe's youngest species could also be its most dangerous. But the most important lesson was simple. Never underestimate a human. Never threaten their families. Never burn their homes, because if you do, they will not just survive. They will not just fight back. They will transform themselves into something terrible. They will become fire itself. And they will sit upon their burning thrones until every last enemy has melted away into nothing. This was the way of humanity. This was the legacy of Marcus Kane. This was the warning carved into the walls of every alien capital in the galaxy. The Fire Lord sits upon his burning throne. Visitors melt before reaching him. And humanity watches over the stars forever.